and welcome back to this video for Cozy Casual Gamers. This is part 3. I'm Rainy and I will link parts 1 and 2 in the description so you can start with those if you haven't been here before. Today we're going to embark on flight paths, visiting the main city, about professions. We're going to talk about your mounts and getting the main story quests and a lot more. Like, I'm also going to show you what to do if your character dies. I haven't covered that yet. So, and please look for helpful information in the description. I will leave links to help you even get a better understanding of this game. It's just, there's so much to it. So I really want it to be enjoyable and not overwhelming. And just remember, just have fun. So let's continue where we left off, and I'm going to try to show you some things that we didn't cover in the previous videos so that I don't repeat myself. And so again, if you haven't seen those, just make sure that you watch from the first part. And if you're creating a night elf for the first time, that's exciting because there's really awesome night elf armor sets that you can get eventually, but you have to level up a night elf. Anyway, all the other races are fun too, so it's up to you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take the flight path to Darnassus. The quest here says, speak to Fidelio to purchase a flight to Darnassus, then bring the Dolanaar recipe book to Sister a Queen in Darnassus. So we're going to take it, we're going to land and take it and turn it in right by the flight path. So this is the city of Darnassus, the Night Elf main city. So one of the things that I definitely want to point out is that you can access the calendar up in the upper right corner. It shows you the time, it shows you what city we're in. I showed this tracker before, but I hadn't showed how you can click right here on the very far upper right corner and it says click to show the calendar. And this is a good thing to know about because it just lets you know what's going on within the game. You'll see different events that happen. We're already here on the 18th, which is crazy how fast time flies. But right now the Feast of Wintervale is going on. You can see that it's indicated by the lights that are decorating the calendar here, and it continues for 2 weeks and then actually 2.5, I guess, or so. It started on the 16th and it ends on January the 2nd. So just by hovering over the different days, you'll see the events that are going on, and it's just something to keep in mind. And at the beginning of every month, you'll see the Dark Moon Fair, and that's another really fun event to check out. And it's not going on right now, so I can't show it to you, but I'll try to do a video when that is happening so that we can talk about the Dark Moon Fair a little bit more. But anyway, the calendar's there, and it's something to keep in mind. All right, so here we go. We're going to turn this recipe book in, get some experience, and then we have to bring her notes to Leora, the Hippogriff Master in Darnassus. So we're going to go back over to the Hippogriff Master, which is here, and turn that in. Right, and now we have to speak to Leora to hire a hippogriff to take you back to Dolanaar. Once you arrive in Dolanaar, take Sister Aquine's note to Naoma. So back to Dolanaar, just doing these last few quests just because I already had it in my bag, in my quest log, so I might as well do them. And then we're going to go back to Darnassus. It's a lot of back and forth, but I think they're trying to kind of tutor you on how to use the flight path as well. So you'll see the flight paths indicated by the little silver wings on the map. And you can't really see this one very well because it's got some quests in front of it. You can see the one over here in Darnassus. And you can click and drag the map by holding down your left mouse and moving it, dragging it over. And you can see the little silver wing that's indicating the flight path there. So those are the symbols you'll see when you're looking for flight paths. Of course, you do have to unlock the ability to see the map and to have it be discovered so that you could see the names. So you won't really see any of that until you discover the area for the first time. Now, this guide is specifically for the beginner player, someone who's never played the game before. So once you level a character to a certain level, if you go to make a new character, you might have some other perks that you didn't have when you first leveled a character. And that's just going to depend on how high a level you've gotten on your main character and what you've done in the story. But I don't really want to get into that too much because I don't want this to be confusing at all. But just so you know, once you get a character up to a high enough level and then you go back and make alts, you might have some different benefits, is all I'm going to say right now, that you'll be able to take part in. I'm not using any of those because I want to take you through the experience as a new player. So this is the stable master right here in Dolanaar. So I'm just right outside of the Dolanaar Inn right here. Up this ramp here is the inn. You come down through this back, like a back doorway, this way here. You'll see the hunter trainer, but you'll see the stable master, and you can actually stable pets here. So you just click on I'd like to stable my pet here. You can also heal your battle pets here. And I'm looking for a lost companion. I think you can buy a rope. You can use this little toy. It's a toy. You can use it to lead your little battle pets around. I'm gonna sell while I'm in here. Got a lot of junk in there. So anyway, if you want to heal and revive battle pets, you just click on that. And we talked about battle pets a little bit in the second video, in the previous video, but I don't to do that right now. And then it says I'd like to stable my pet here. This is for when you want to store your hunter pets. Now I don't have all my slots unlocked yet, you can see here, but I have 2. And if I wanted to go ahead and put like my cat in here and just have my owl out, then I have 1 spot available if I find another animal that I'd like to tame. I like to leave at least 1 spot so that if I see a rare beast out there and I want to tame it, I have that ability to tame it. Because if your slots are filled up, you won't be able to tame any more pets. So this is a way to store your hunter pets and switch them out anytime that you want to trade out who you have out with you. And as we level up, we'll get up to the max is 5 call pet that we can be carrying on us at one time, but you can have a lot of pets that you store in the stables. So it's really fun to do that as a hunter. Let's head back to Darnassus and we will tour Darnassus. Okay, here we are in Darnassus, the Night Elf main city. And we have a campaign quest that we will get. Not letting me highlight it, but we'll head over to it. And I'm just going to show you some points of interest really. And if you ever get stuck and don't know where to find something, you can always talk to a guard. You can tell by putting your cursor over the guard in the city. And if you see this little scroll that shows, that means that they're going to be able to guide you to points of interest. So you just right click your mouse on the guard. You'll see this window come up And it says, of all the wondrous places within Darnassus, which would you have me direct you to? So if we want to find the auction house, the bank, the hippogriff master, the guild master and vendor, the inn, mailbox, mailbox, stable master, battle master, class trainer, profession trainer, or other continents, you can click on any of these and it's going to be really helpful. So let's, for example, click on other continents. So it says, living on an island, we rely on the sea and our magical prowess for getting around. Where are you looking to travel? If you want to go to Stormwind City, the Eastern Kingdoms, which would be a good place for us to go if we want to check out transmog, which is a way to change your outfit and your look and your appearance, or if we want to check out the trading post. So that'll be, I think, a good place for us to go. So if you click on that, then she'll tell you to get to Stormwind, you must first take the portal to Ruthven Village, located in the center of the city. Once at the base of Teldrassil, head to the southern dock to catch your ship. So they tell you exactly what to do. So we would go down to Ruthven Village, which is going to be through this little portal right here. It's this pink tent. So that's Teldrassil, Ruthven Village. And then we're just going to run down to the dock. And you'll see another sentinel down there as well. And in Classic, the dock used to be over here. It got ruined, so they have a new dock right here. And so we're down here on the map in Ruthven Village. So there is another sentinel here that you can talk to. Same thing. But at the end of this dock is a portal to Stormwind, which is really easy. So when we're ready to go to Stormwind, we're just going to click on that portal to go to Stormwind. But we're not quite ready there to go there yet. You can also see that it shows you the little icon of the flight path. But now there is another dock over there, and I believe that one takes you to a different area. So we're not going to get into that one today. We're just going to go back because I do want to show you a little bit about Darnassus. So sometimes just exploring and looking to see who you can interact with, you can learn a lot. You can talk to the different NPCs and learn a lot. So here is the fishing trainer. So I'm right down here still. And you can learn fishing. So you can click on him and it's only 9 copper. I think it's a good idea to learn fishing. I just think fishing is a lot of fun. So I just go ahead and get everything if you can afford it. It is fun to get fishing. And then this Nessa has the fishing supplies. She's got some recipes too that you can get. If you haven't learned them, you can take those, buy those. You can buy yourself a fishing pole. I don't think you need a fishing pole necessarily to be able to fish, but the fishing pole, you know, kind of fun. You can also get a shiny bauble that you can use and apply to your fishing pole. And you can get an oversized bobber so that you can see the bobber better in the water. So if you have the money and you want to spend it on that, you can. It is going to cost a little bit, so you might not want to buy that stuff yet. It just really depends on how much money you have and what you want to spend your time doing. But if you do buy a recipe, you're just going to open up and find it in your recipe book, or you're going to open it up in your bags and right click on it to use it so that you'll learn that new recipe. And I don't think we need a fishing pole in order to fish, so let's try it. So we learned fishing. So remember, if you hit K on your keyboard, it'll bring up your professions. And now we see that we have fishing and we have a fishing journal. You click on your fishing journal, it brings up this window, which there's nothing in there right now. But if you want to put this fishing icon here onto your action bar, you can do it the same way you did your cooking one in a different video that we did earlier, previous video. Or you can just open it up and you can click on it from here. But I do like to put it on my action bar. And for now, I'll just put it down here, but you can move it around wherever you want to. And it's just going to let us fish So if we go to some water and we have to be on land and we have to be in a deep enough area, but let's see if we can use it here. Yeah. So it just puts the line out and you automatically have a fishing pole in your hand. So you don't even have to buy a fishing pole. You're just going to put the mouse over the bobber and right click when you see it splash down, and that's how you fish. You just keep doing that. And you'll notice that my fishing skill is going up on the bottom left of my screen. It says that my fishing skill has now increased to 2 and now to 3. And so you can just keep fishing. You can get all kinds of fish, and you can work on leveling up your fishing skill if you want to. And throughout the game, you might find toys or things that will help you with fishing or just make fishing really fun. And we won't get into that too much today. This is just going to be basic. So if you want to try fishing and get your fishing profession, I think it's a lot of fun. I hope they make it even more fun. It was really fun in Legion, the Legion expansion. They added all kinds of neat things to it, but you know, I haven't really done a lot of fishing in the recent expansion, but I think it's just fun. Get all the professions that you possibly can. And like I said in a different video, you can get 2 main professions, which we don't have yet, but we will. You can get cooking, fishing, and then archaeology on top of those 2 main professions. So that's a little bit about fishing. So let's go ahead and head on back up to Darnassus. And when you go up this path, you can see that there is a flight path here, as well as the dock that has the portal to Stormwind. So if you right click on the flight master, you will learn that flight path and you'll discover it, and then you'll be able to take that flight path to different locations. We can take this flight path now across here to a different location called Darkshore, Lordanelle, and we're not ready yet to do that. We can also go back to Dolanaar or to Darnassus from here. Or we can just go back through underneath this pink tent and go back into Darnassus that way. So in Darnassus, like I said, you can always ask a guard to help you get to the bank or wherever you need to go. And the bank is going to be a place where you can store things that you want to keep, but you don't want to keep them in your bags. You don't want to use up your bag space. And if you see this brontosaurus that people have, it's a mount and it has an auction house attached to it. And I think there's like a vendor there too. But if they leave, you'll be interrupted and you won't be able to use it. But you can click on it and use it. And use the auctioneer. This is the auction house that you can access from somebody's mount, brontosaurus looking mount. But let's go ahead and go to the bank here and show you on the map. So we're right by the temple, in the middle here of the temple gardens. I'm going to right click and it opens up where you can use all these slots to place things that you don't want to necessarily get rid of, but you want to store them. And then if you want more than that, you're going to have to unlock them by purchasing, and the price will go up each time you unlock a new area here. You can also store reagents. So anytime you have a reagent on you, you can just buy this reagent bank and then you just deposit all your reagents at once. But it costs 100 gold. So if this is your first character, you're probably not going to have the money to do that for a while. Now, is there anything in here that I want to store for now, since I'm going to be playing this as though I'm a new player, so I'm not going to spend the money. Now, I could get on a high level character that I already made and I could send myself gold through the mail and, I could have money that way. But since I'm playing this as a new player, I'm not going to do that. But I might want to store these reagents. So like maybe I want to keep my spider legs in there for now. And, you just highlight over things and see if you want to use it. I'm going to keep the potion on my bar in case I need it. And some of this stuff I'm going to sell. And maybe I want to store my fish because I'll cook that later or something. So just pick and choose what you want to store. But remember, you have to go to a big city to get to the bank. So if you want to use it right away, you might not want to store it. It's just up to you. And we can go ahead and get this main campaign quest too while we're here. This says Battle for Azeroth, Tides of War, and it says Champion. An urgent war council is underway. Your presence is requested in Stormwind Keep. This is from King Anduin Rin, and it says to attend the war council in Stormwind Keep. You'll receive 2 silver and 180 experience, and this is Anduin. I can accept that if I want to do the storyline that they're suggesting. And you can also interact with this bulletin board. It's called Heroes Call Board. You can right click on it and it will show you different options as well. If you want to do Chromie's Call, the Bronze Dragonflight's magics are powerful and allow us to see Azeroth how we choose to. You can explore the world and rise to the challenge in your favorite period in time. So if you get this option, you can take that and it will lead you to Chromie and she'll let you pick whatever expansion you want to level up in. But I don't know if that's going to be available for brand new players. Since I have been playing for a long time, I might be seeing something different. You might have to get to a certain level before you unlock that, so I'm not positive. So I think what I would probably do is just go with the recommended storyline Battle for Azeroth if I was starting new. It's giving me the option to do Broken Shore and Tanan Jungle, and I don't know if that's going to be what you get to see as well. So I guess you'll just have to, see when you get to this point if it lets you do that. If you want to go to the auction house, you can look at your map here. It has the Craftman's Terrace, shows you where all the different crafting things are going to be. So let's just run over there and I will show you where the auction house is. And just exploring the city yourself will also get you really familiar. There's a mailbox here. You can jump down. You don't have to stick to the paths. You've got Tradesmen Terrace on this side and Crafters Terrace on this side. So Tradesmen's Terrace, I believe, is where the auction house is. You also have these NPCs you can interact with if you need to repair your weapons or any of that. And feel free to just explore and take your time and just kind of get to know the cities and just become familiar. So Tradesmen's Terrace will have these different buildings and the auction house is right here. So there's another mailbox, which is really nice that they added that. So when you buy things at the auction house, you come right down here and get whatever you buy. So the auction house is the building here that I'm about to go up right here. And if you have enough money, you can search and buy things, and it's very easy. It's all organized by category. So feel free to just play around with it, get used to it. Weapons are going to be here. We use range, so I could look for, if I wanted to look for a bow, I could just go here, click on search, and so, just make sure that when you buy something, it's something you can actually equip, and you can tell by putting your cursor over it and you can see that the window shows all the details about it. And if it says, like this one says requires level 22 and it's written in red, so it stands out. So I'm not going to be able to equip that until I'm level 22. So you just want to make sure that whatever you buy is something that you can wear. And you can also filter to search by your level range or by the rarity and the quality of it. And I did talk about these different levels of quality in the first video. 1 to, since I'm a 10, let's go 1 to 12. We'll search. So we're going to be looking for a ranged bow levels 1 through 12. And it looks like we could get a short ash bow, but it's 71 gold and we don't have that much money. So we're not going to be able to do that until we earn enough money to buy it. Now, if you want to try something on when you're on this screen, if you put your cursor over it and you hold down the control button and then left click on your mouse. It'll show you a window that lets you try it on. You can share the link in chat by clicking this link outfit, which I don't usually do. But you can turn her around and try it on. So this is what that bow will look like. It's not real fancy, but that's how you try it on. And let's say we want to clear that, and let's say we want to look for bags. You can always type in bags. That's another way you can search, by just typing in and then click the search. And it shows you all the different bags. But you can look at linen bags are going to be the less expensive bags. So you can also type in linen bag, click on search. So it's another way to find it. But again, you need the money. Containers, I think, is what it was. If you want to search for bags, you can click on containers and it shows you all the different bags. Search regular bags and they come up, but they're a little bit expensive. We could get this red woolen bag that's only 10 silver. Not too shabby. So we could buy that. Let's say we decide we want to buy that for 10 silver. That's the buyout price. So we click on that and we click on buyout, and it'll take 10 silver from us. It says buyout auction for 10 silver. It's just giving us a last chance to back out if we want to, and we're going to accept it. And they'll send it to us, and you can see the mail icon that pops up right away. Then we can go back, and if we want to search for, let's say we want to get some armor, and we wear mail now. Hunters wear mail. We used to start wearing leather back in Classic WoW, but we wear mail now. Changed that. So we'll look for mail, and we could just look for all the different types, or you can specifically choose. Maybe you want to look specifically for a chest piece or some legs. Let's go chest. And then we want to filter 1 to, let's say 1 to 12. Click on search, and then it'll show you the different chest pieces. You can hover over them. You can try them on by left click the mouse, like I said, and it'll show you the different chest pieces. But they're kind of expensive. So your best bet for when you're starting out and you don't have a whole lot of money is just to do the main story quests, because you will get armor doing that. And you can always just try to earn gold and then come back to the auction house for different things that you might want. But anyway, you could play around with the different searches and kind of see what there is available. There's all kinds of things that you can buy in the auction house, but we're not going to spend too much time because at this low of level, we don't have a whole lot of money anyway. I think probably the most important thing that you might want to get are some bags, because, every game you play, it's like you always need to have more space to carry things. So anyway, let's go down to the mailbox, back down the little ramp here, and we'll get our red woolen bag that we got from the auction house. And you can open up your bags. Actually, we used to have to equip it, but it puts it in an empty bag spot for you automatically. You can see that they put it right there. And so now I'm getting a few more bags, and we've got 2 more spots for bags. For some reason, my collections is highlighting, and I don't know. Let's see. I think it's just prompting and giving me a tip. Interface shortcuts. Okay. So you got this little tip here just telling you about the different interface shortcuts. So if you right click an object, you can favorite that appearance. If you control click, you can preview the appearance. And if you shift click, you can track or untrack an item. So here are some, in this window, this is the collections. The bottom right, you see the one that looks like a little horseshoe, and it's the collections. You can also hit Shift+P to bring that up. And it shows you all these different items. When you go to appearances, there's different tabs under here. And obviously, a lot of these things are things that are not the right level for us. You can search in the appearance tab by all these different categories. and just you can see what's out there, what's available. Um, I do this a lot on my high level character. I mean, I'm sure you can find low level stuff. I don't know if they let you type in level, if they let you search by level. No, unless I'm just seeing it wrong. It doesn't seem like it lets you search it. Let's see if we look at bows. Can we filter that? See if we can filter it just by quests. And let's go not collected. Yeah, so it doesn't really tell us what level. I mean, these are very basic bows. So you're going to get some different gear by quests. Get it from. But you can also Google these. Just take the title of it and you can Google to find out more information too. So it's interesting and helpful to search through there. You've got this section which is heirlooms. Heirlooms is something that you can get once you've leveled a character to a high enough level, and I don't know exactly how high of a level you have to get to because it's changed as we've had new expansions. But if you ever want to learn about heirlooms, you can Google heirlooms and look those up. And then once you get to that high enough level, there's a way that you buy these different heirlooms and then you can use them for a new character that you create. So that would be something that later down the road, once you complete those prerequisites, you could look into. This is our toy box where all your toys that you can find and collect in the game will be, and you can pull them out and stick them on your action bar like I've shown you in previous videos. As far as pulling out your spells, it's the same thing. You just left click, you drag it, and you can place it into your action bar and you can use it. So it puts a little, that one I think puts a little boat. Oh, it replaces our fishing bobber with a tugboat. So, and you don't have to keep them on your action bar. You can take them off and you can just click them within this window here. But there's a lot of fun toys that you can get in this game. So if we go back to check the fishing, once we do that, my bobber will be a little tugboat. So instead of seeing the normal bobber, you see this little tugboat. And that's something I believe that I got from, I think it was the Legion fishing, when I said it was a lot of fun back in Legion because they had all these different little toys that you could get from fishing. So anyway, that's a little bit about the toy section, and there are a lot of fun toys. You can Google toys, best toys to get in World of Warcraft, and find all kinds of videos. And I might do a video later down the road where I share some of my favorite toys because there are some really cool ones. I showed the pet journal in the last video and we talked about pet battles a little bit. And then this is our mount section. You can get mount equipment and I think you can find it in the auction house, but it's probably going to cost a bit. And there are other ways to get mount equipment. I'm not exactly sure how, if that has changed. When I got mount equipment, it was from leveling up my friendship with Nat Pagel, and I did that in my garrison. So that will come later if you decide you want to do the expansion. I believe it was Warlords of Draenor was the expansion to get your garrison. But just to show you some of the things that you have, we don't have our own mount yet as far as starting out as a new player. Now, I have mounts because obviously I've got a lot of characters, so this is not my first time playing, but your mount tab's going to look a lot different. You're not going to have a mount yet until you go and get one. But I believe at level 10, you can go and get your mount. So we can head up here, and there's, there's a lot you can explore in Darnassus. You can look at the different areas like general goods. You can buy bags from your general goods store. There's bags there. So I encourage you to just explore the cities and see what they have. And, but this general goods vendor also sells bags for a pretty good price. They're not as many slots. Let's see, the one that we bought was, I believe it was 10 silver, and it was an 8-slot bag. She sells an 8-slot bag for 22, so we did get a little bit of a deal by buying it from the auction house. But sometimes you'll find a better deal buying something that you need from the general goods. Like, I don't think that they had any bags that were less than 10 silver, so we could go ahead and get the last 2 bags that we need for 4 silver. So maybe I'll do that, and it will put those. Let's open up our bag. So it does put that one of them it put in this bag slot, and the other one it put in my bag, and I don't know why. Let's go ahead and equip that one. Just no equipment slot is available. Oh, that's my reagent bag. Never mind. So you can buy a reagent bag now that keeps all your reagents. Forgot about that. So we can't use that one unless we get a reagent bag. And then any kind of reagents that we collect will go in that bag, which is kind of cool actually. Also use this button here to clean up your bags. And I think I'll save my cloth because I can put that in the auction house, or I can actually use it if I want to be a tailor. But I don't think I'm going to be a tailor. So let's go ahead and sell the linen cloth in the auction house. So we'll go back to the auction house and I'll show you how you can put your things up for auction. So right click down at the bottom, it says buy, sell, and auctions. All right, so I'm going to click on sell. Gives me a spot here to place what I want to sell. You can either left click and drag it into that spot, or you can just right click it and it'll put the whole entire thing in there. But you can sell by units. So if I want to put all 37 in and sell it as a big stack, I can look and see what other people are doing. What I like to do actually when I decide what to sell for is I like to go to the buy area and put my cursor up in the search bar and then go down to your bag item and hold down the shift and left click the mouse, and it'll put the title in there for you, and just search. And then you can see what people are selling that item for. So linen cloth is right here, and it looks like you can buy 1 linen cloth for 7 silver. And since I have, I mean, there's some other prices as well, but the top one says it's going to give you the cheapest one available first at the top, I believe. So I have 37, and instead of selling them one at a time, I like to do people a favor and sell stacks, because people don't want to sit there and click through one at a time generally if they're looking for a bunch of something. So I could sell my stack of 37 at the same price of the unit price of 7 for each unit, and just do the whole stack. So go to sell, put in your item that you want to sell. I'm going to sell 37. I'll put it in for the unit price of 7 silver. So it'll be a total price of 2 gold and 59 if I want to do it that way. I like to give people a deal, so I just put it in there at whatever it suggests pretty much. But you can kind of do your research and see what you want to do it at. Then you create your auction and then just see what happens. And if you sell your item, it'll let you know. It'll say a buyer has been found, and then you'll also get the icon up at the top of your screen in the upper right that shows the mail icon, so you'll know that you have mail. So that's how you can put something in the auction house, and you can do research to see what price you should set it at. So we're heading from the Tradesmen's Terrace here over to the other side where the Craftmen's Terrace is, and we can get professions. And you can always go up to a guard if you aren't sure and just ask them. So let's go to profession trainer, and then it gives you more of a selection. instead of making this a really long video and going through every single profession, what I'll do is put a link to professions in the description. Probably find a Wowhead link or something where you can read all about the different professions and kind of do some research. But I'll tell you what I like to do, because I am a super cozy casual gamer and I don't want to even have to mess with making a whole lot of stuff. I kind of like to pick just gathering, and I don't even do a whole lot with professions because I like to just gather and then sell the resources that I gather and make money. And that's the way I like to do it. So I'm going to pick up gathering professions. Herbalism is one that I like to pick up, so I'm going to highlight that one. But if you want to do a good profession that pairs well with herbalism and alchemy, and you would be able to make potions like healing potions and potions that will give you some benefits while you're leveling, that's a good combination. So if we look at the map, I didn't realize this because it's been a while, but herbalism is way down here. So we'll go get that herbalism profession in just a minute. Let me go ahead and show you Craftmen's Terrace and what you'll find here. So enchanting is here, inscription is here, and we've got first aid, which I had said in another video that you can't do first aid unless you do tailoring, because then you make bandages. They changed that because Classic WoW is different. You could actually get first aid in Classic WoW. You could do engineering and mining. You could do cooking over here, which we already have, professions. And like I said, you can always talk to the guard, the sentinel, and click on any of these topics and click on professions and decide what you want to do. And it'll take you wherever you need to go by showing it on the map. So because I chose herbalism, if you look at my mini map, it put a little icon right here. It says Darnassus herbalism. So I'm going to go ahead and head over to the herbalism area. Here's leatherworking, here's tailoring too. So here's the herbalism trainer, and I just followed my little guide that was on my mini map, and it took me over here. And I'm going to right click on this NPC and just learn these professions, and it's going to give me a warning because I can only know 2 professions. You can always change to a new profession if you decide you don't want that profession anymore. If you click on, it says click here to view your professions, and it shows you here your professions tab is right here. So I just clicked on my spell book, and you can also pull up the spell book by hitting the P on your keyboard. And then you have this tab professions, and it shows you it right here. And right here, it shows me that I have herbalism now. Click to view your recipes and start crafting. You can also drag this icon to an action bar. I'm not going to be making anything because I'm just doing gathering professions. But if I was to get alchemy, then I would be able to make potions. Now, I can drag this to my action bar if I want to, but sometimes, your action bar starts filling up. So you don't have to, especially if you're just gathering. It's not like I really need to. I can click on that and it shows me this window, but nothing's there right now because we haven't gathered any herbs. Anyway, if you hover over this little red icon, it's like a circle with a line through it, I think. You can unlearn this profession and then decide to get something different if you want. So if I click on that, it'll give me this window. Do you want to unlearn herbalism and lose all associated recipes? Your specialization knowledge will remain should you choose to return to this profession. That's kind of nice. So you can unlearn it at any time and you have to type in the word unlearn and click on unlearn. But we're not going to do that because we just learned it and we don't want to unlearn it. But you can if you want to. Let's say you want to switch and try a different profession. So we're going to go to profession trainer and skinning. Now it's going to put that on my map, and we'll follow that icon right here. And you can also hit the M and it shows it in a little red flag form on the map. So that was where we were before. So the map guide really helps. So I'm going to take her over to that area and be back. All right, so we're back to Craftman's Terrace, and the flag is right there. So I believe it's going to be up by leatherworking. Is right up here. So we're going to go up here and then we're going to go upstairs. And the skinning trainer's right here. As usually you'll do skinning and leatherworking if you want to make, you know, gear and different things that you can make with leatherworking. But I'm going to pick up skinning just because I want to get another kind of casual gathering type thing. So it says you may only know 2 professions at any one time. We know that. We're going to accept that. Okay, so now I need to talk to see if I talk to leatherworking supplies, to a leatherworking supplies NPC here, I can get a skinning knife. I think you have to have a skinning knife if I'm correct. So I'm just gonna buy one just because that's the way I remember it. Oh, okay. So now that's right. So you have skinning equipment. You have equipment, profession equipment. So they want me to put that up there. Your profession tool and accessories equip here. All right. So I forgot about that. So I am a very casual player when it comes to my profession, and I honestly, the professions that are in the newest expansion, they're pretty extensive and very in depth. And it's a little confusing for me personally, so I am just going to keep it very simple and just do the gathering and try to make money with that. So definitely, if you're into the professions and really getting a good guide for them, definitely check out the link that I'm going to put in the description. And you can also look on YouTube for guides for professions. So now we're going to head to the mount area because at level 10, I believe we can get our first mount. And I believe, let's talk to the sentinel here. And let's go to stable master, I think maybe. And I think that's where we'll probably find the mounts. We'll see. It's been a while, so I'm not sure. I know where to go in Classic WoW. But I believe for any new players, you're going to have to go here to get your very first mount. So let's just head over here to the Cenarian Enclave. And you should see the mounts here. So here's some mounts on the ground over here. Okay, he's the riding trainer. Now, I didn't see that option when I talked to the Sentinel, but the stable master must be up above because we haven't quite reached the stable master. But just to let you know that you'll see the mounts here, and you might actually get a quest that takes you to the riding master. I didn't get one, and maybe that's because I already have so many characters that already have mount riding. So, but in case you don't know where to go, you're just going to go to the riding master and you're going to right click on him. Oh, do you have to be level 20? I don't think so. So it didn't give me a quest letting me know that at 10 I could use a mount, but you should get that. You should be able to buy a mount at level 10. And you could go to this lady and yeah, so see, I already know all these, but you can pick one of these mounts to buy. So at level 10 it should let you do that. And when I check my spell book and I go to the general tab and I go to the second page, it's not really showing. It shows level 20, but I'm thinking you should have a level 10 one that lets you see that you can now ride mounts. So I don't know. It didn't show that for me. You can leave a comment and let me know how that worked for you if you did experience that yourself. But should be able to get riding at 10, because when I go to my collections, which is where my mounts are going to be, I can see that I can ride my mounts. I can pull my mounts out. So you can take your new mount here that you buy. Let's say you want to buy the Reins of the Spotted Saber. It'll go in your bags, I believe, and then you'll open up your bag and you'll find it, and you'll right click it in your bag to learn it, and then you'll be able to find it. I'm going to type spotted to see if I can find it, and it's right here. So if I pull this one down on my action bar, and you can pull your mount out and put your mount on your action bar just like you do your spells, and then I have mine bound to this key here. So when I tap on that key, or if you click on it, you're going to see the mount that you just bought. So that's the first mount, one of the first mounts, and it shows you all the different mounts here, so you can see what each of them look like, and you can pick which mount you want. And you can get more than one. You can buy them all and be a mount collector. And this is a ground mount, so since we're level 10, we're able to ride ground mounts, and now we can get around a lot faster. So anyway, and if you did want to find the Sable Master here, it's just going to be, I think it's up here. And yeah, it's right here. So if you're a hunter and you want the Sable Master, that's where the Sable Master is. But the mounts are just below it. And maybe it showed when we talked to the guard and I just didn't see. Anyway, now we're going to head over to Stormwind so that we can work on our next storyline quest. And I will take you to Stormwind City and show you how you can go to the barbershop, and you can transmog and make outfits, all that great stuff. So you don't have to do this. You don't have to head over to do the Battle for Azeroth. But if you want to do the storyline campaign that they're suggesting, then you could just do that and follow that. So we're going to go back this way again, going through this, under this pink tent, and we're going to go to the end of the dock there, and we're going to click on the portal that takes us to Stormwind. Okay, and if you didn't want to do that, your other option would be to go back up here to the flight path person. There's a flight path right up here. Remember we learned the flight path, and you can actually go through the main story the way it unfolds naturally, and you can start questing over in Darkshore. So we can do that if you want, or we can quest do the Battle for Azeroth. It's really just whatever you want to do. Once you get the herbalism profession, you can also track herbs. So I have that checked, and so now you can see on my mini map, there's Peace Bloom. If I put my cursor over the little, like a little leaf on the mini map right here, right there. So I can go over to that, and I can hover over it, and I can see that it's right there. Do it. It's this little icon up here that says tracking. So it has all the tracking that you can do on any class, as well as hunter tracking. Very, very helpful. So another thing I want to talk about is, what do you do if your character dies? Like, what do you do, right? First of all, don't stress about it, but let's take a look at our bags. So we have 1 gold, 61 silver, and 11 copper. We've got a few things in our bags. So let's just say that something happened to us and we got attacked. Maybe we ran into a bunch of different mobs. I'm not going to fight this creature because I want to show you what happens. It happens to all of us. So if your character does get in a sticky situation, and you try all the different things that you have and you still fail to survive through it, and your character dies, what's going to happen? And this may have already happened to you. Maybe you already experienced this and had to figure it out on your own. But I definitely wanted to put this in this, at least this part of the video. I probably should have done this in part 1. But anyway, so you can see that my character's fading here. And she's on her last little bit. So you get this window. It says 6 minutes until release. It says release spirit or recap. So basically you're going to release your spirit. Now, if some kind person who can resurrect you, like maybe a priest or paladin or druid or whatever, they come by, a monk, they come by and see you and they resurrect you, that could happen. So you'll get a little window that says that somebody wants to resurrect you. Or if you're in a group with someone who can resurrect you. Otherwise, you're going to click on release spirit and you'll be taken to this spirit angel here, and you'll be sent to this graveyard. So you can either resurrect here at the spirit healer. If you right click on this person, this spirit healer that has a bubble, a speech bubble, you can, but it says if you find your corpse, you can resurrect for no penalty. If I resurrect you, all of your items will take 50% durability damage, equipped and inventory. So you'll get damage to your equipment and you'll have to repair it. And 50% is quite a bit. And you'll be able, or you'll also be afflicted by 60 seconds of resurrection sickness, which isn't terrible. It'll go away in 60 seconds. Right now, if you look over here by the mini map, it says you're a ghost. You can move to the location of your corpse or speak with a spirit healer to be revived. So I suggest that instead of accepting this and being healed right away and then having to repair everything, you just go find your corpse. And so we're not going to do that. We're going to cancel that out. And then if you look on your mini map, you can see the little red arrow that says corpse when you hover over it with your cursor. And so we're going to head over, and it also shows you a little arrow with your little the little grave site icon. So you're just going to, sometimes you'll have these barriers where you have to go around like this. It's always nice when your corpse can fly, but starting out we don't have flying. Our corpse doesn't fly. So you just kind of have to go around things, follow the mini map. You can look at this map too and see that the graveyard's way over there, or not the graveyard, but your corpse is way over there. So we're just, you can see the world is different. You're in this sort of in-between place. There's no color and there's kind of creepy music. So you're just gonna do that. And if you have a problem your wisp, we call this a wisp, is what our ghost is. If it gets stuck somewhere and you can't get out of it, you can always return to the graveyard by clicking this button. So you don't have to stress too much. And then when you get close enough to your corpse, it'll say resurrect now, and you'll just click on accept and you'll resurrect. But you will need to watch out because, like right here, now we're being attacked again. So you might want to use your, your spells. You can feign death if you're a hunter. If you're not a hunter, you'll have to get yourself out of that predicament. But we're gonna just call our pet out and we're gonna survive it barely. So anyway, that's what happens when your character dies. You'll just, go through that little process. And if I look at my bags, I still have the same amount of money. I didn't lose anything and I don't have any damage to my durability. Now, if you do take damage to your durability, you'll get a little, I believe they'll have a little icon of you with your armor, and it'll show the pieces of armor that are damaged up here. That's what it used to do. But just get in the habit of when you get into the city and you go to one of the vendors that repairs your equipment, just make it a habit to always repair when you're there, and then your equipment will be good to go. All right, so that's what I wanted to show you. And then And I'm going to take you to Stormwind though, because I do want to show you the Stormwind city and what you can do there, like the transmog and, um, you know, the things that are important in that area that you might want to see. So we're gonna click this portal and go to Stormwind next.